The billions of dollars behind the beauty industry are compelling Americans to buy into multiple products and services. Analysts at Goldman Sachs estimate that global beauty industry is growing up to 7% a year, more than twice the rate of the developed world's GDP. Consumers in the industry find that hair, makeup, nails, and even eyelash extensions are important enough to spend vast amounts of money on. After conducting in-depth interviews with a few consumers of several types of beauty services, we have determined some common themes behind these consumers and the deeper reasons that are compelling them to spend their money and come back in time after time. Beauty rituals are typically done in preparation for an event, a special occasion, or preparing to look good for everyday activities. But, in the eyes of the consumer, those beauty rituals are the event. These services become an event within themselves and tend to revolve around the pampering and me time that the consumer has spent their time and money to receive. However, we have noticed several core themes that are driving consumers to take these beauty services and turn them into repeated rituals. When individuals are getting ready for an event, or even just the day, they take part in beauty rituals that allow them to feel more confident and exude a glow. This process can be different for every person and can be done more frequently for some individuals compared to others. But when it is done, it helps boost overall morale regardless of how often it is done. People want to feel like they are the best versions of themselves, and beauty services allow many people to strive towards their ideal self. Most individuals we spoke to used beauty rituals to illustrate what they thought to be their best attributes. An interviewee, Jenny, had this to say about doing her makeup.
What I understand about makeup is it's used to enhance your look, and some use it to kind of change your look, change how you were, appearing to the world.
There are some people that use beauty rituals to help to conceal their insecurities and bring out a newfound confidence. Jenny also had this to say about how makeup helped her insecurities and created confidence.
When I was younger, I had a lot of acne, and even though I didn't pop them or touch them in any way, when they healed, it left a mark on my skin, and so I have a lot of acne marks, and they're not like acne scars, but they're just acne marks, and so those make me a little self-conscious. When I leave in the morning, I'd rather have something covering all those acne marks so as if it never happened, just making it look a little bit, nicer and smoother in the face.
One of the best parts of a party or event is that you are surrounded by your friends. Your friends are the people you trust and the people you go to for advice. Beauty rituals are especially strong because these relationships are created and technicians have earned trust. One interviewee, Abigail, talks about how her mom had a very specific nail technician that she always went to.
My mom had like a favorite nail lady, and she would only make appointments with Lily. I'm not to that point. I don't have a Lily yet in my life. But I do have a salon that I like, and one day I hope to find my Lily.
Friendly relationships are also developed because of the amount of time involved in getting a service done. Many hair appointments last over 2 hours, so it is important for the service provider and the consumer to get along. An interviewee, Kelsey, had something to say on the matter.
This place called Cobblestone next to my mom's house, and it's like I grew up there, I guess. So the guy who owns it, he's so sweet. Every time I go in, asks me how I'm doing, asks me how my classes are, what I'm studying, and so because they know who I am with both of those, they grew up with me in middle school, high school, and now in college, so it's super nice to have that refreshing welcome home sort of feeling, especially when having a bad day. A manicure is always so relaxing, and so it's relaxing to see the same face.
When people decide to go through this event process of beauty rituals, either for a special occasion or for every day, they are creating a sense of identity. This identity is different for every person, but it's almost exclusively the outward appearance that they rely on to influence others' first impressions. Personal branding is becoming an extremely popular concept as social media is turning multiple generations into self-marketers and want to create an image for themselves online. This image could be, I want to appear natural, affluent, professional, etc. And people are relying heavily on their beauty rituals to provide this for them. This theme of personal branding was prominent throughout most of our data collection activities and was noticed on both the consumer side and on the service provider side. One of our interviewees mentioned this when interviewed.
I would say I'm interested in beauty because it helps me enhance my natural features. I tend to wear less makeup. I go for more of a natural look.
One service provider we interviewed, Brielle, spoke about her thoughts on makeup as a tool to brand yourself as an individual.
My bone structure, thanks mom and dad. Lots of emphasis, especially accentuating like my cheekbones and like my jawline. It's one thing that I notice when I do put on makeup, and it makes me feel good because I'm like, oh, my parents made a nice boned child, I suppose. You did a good job, parents. And when you think about it that way, it just makes you laugh.
Makeup allows her to accentuate the parts she loves the most about her look or her brand. The three themes show why consumers continue to spend money on beauty products and services. Out of these consumers, it was found that there were two main reasons behind these beauty rituals. These were for a consumer to maintain an appearance and to also take a break from life and discover me time during these beauty services. It is important for companies to recognize this, act on these findings, and treat these services as an event for the consumer. By offering a loyalty referral program, customer relationship management, and training orientation programs, companies like Madison Avenue would not only be able to retain their current clientele, but also gain new.